Today, I'm going to watch a K3 League match for the first time. I've watched K-League football before, but K3 has always felt like a part of Korean football that I only knew by name. I knew it was below K-League 1 and K-League 2, but I had never thought much about what the league looked like or how it would feel in person. So today is not only about one match, I also want to understand what the K3 League is. In the Korean men's football pyramid, K-League 1 sits at the top, followed by K-League 2, and then the K3 League. K3 is the third tier of Korean football and is operated under the Korea Football Association. It is often described as a semi-professional league, but that does not fully explain its role. The league brings together citizen clubs, experienced players, developing talent, and teams connected to professional clubs. K3 sits between the professional game and the amateur levels below. For some players, it is a place to continue competing seriously. For younger players, it can be a step toward professional football. For local clubs, it is a way to represent their city and connect with the people who live there. From the 2026 season, an eligible K3 champion can also face the bottom side from K-League 2 in a promotion playoff. As I walk toward the stadium, none of this feels formal or distant. The area around the ground is very calm. There is no huge crowd moving toward the entrance, and the neighborhood still feels normal. People are walking through the park, exercising, and spending time outside. Somewhere inside this ordinary setting, a National League match is about to begin. That feels very different from arriving at a large professional stadium. Once I enter the ground, the difference becomes clearer. The stands are smaller, the pitch feels closer, and there is almost no distance between the players and the people watching. I can hear voices from the crowd, players calling to each other during the warm-up, and coaches giving instructions. There is no giant screen or huge production, but the football feels more immediate because everything is happening right in front of me. A small group of supporters is already singing before I find my seat. There are not many of them, but their voices travel across the stadium. I can see who begins each chant and how only a few people can create most of the atmosphere. In a bigger stadium, they might disappear inside the crowd. Here they feel like an important part of the club. That closeness between the team, the supporters, and the city seems central to K3 football. This feels local. Today's match also shows the different kinds of teams in this league. The home side, Siheung City, are a citizen club representing the local area. They arrive unbeaten and at the top of the table, so they feel like the established team here. The supporters know the club, and there is a strong sense that this is their home. Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors N have a different identity. They are part of Jeonbuk Hyundai's development system and give young players senior football experience. The N stands for next, representing players preparing for the next stage and possibly the first team. They may be bottom of the table, but their season is also about learning and proving themselves. That makes this more than a simple match between first and last. Siheung are trying to protect their unbeaten run and show why they lead the league. Jeonbuk's young players are trying to compete with a strong senior side and show that the table does not explain everything. For me, this is a chance to see what K3 football looks like beyond the name and the statistics. The players are moving into position now, and the supporters are getting louder. After walking here, entering the stadium, and taking in the atmosphere, I already feel that K3 has its own identity. It is smaller, closer, and more local than the top divisions, but the football is still serious, competitive, and connected to the professional game. Now let's watch the game. The match begins with Siheung pushing their line forward. The difference in confidence is easy to see. The league leaders won the ball in Jeonbuk's half from the first whistle, while Jeonbuk's first task is to stay calm and avoid the early mistake that could change the game. Siheung create the first dangerous moment through Kim Da-won on the left. His cross is cleared for a corner, and the delivery toward the far post is caught safely by goalkeeper Jung Dae-young. It is a simple action, but Jeonbuk seem more settled after surviving that opening pressure. A poor Jeonbuk touch in their own half allows Siheung to win the ball and attack through Kim Da-won. The shot is deflected, but the turnover is the real warning. Against a team pressing this high, one small technical error can immediately become a chance at the other end. Jeonbuk finally produced their first shot through Hwang Seung-jun. It goes well over, but I like the decision because it changes the mood. They begin pressing higher instead of waiting deep, and the match starts to look far more balanced. Im Jun-hee then wins the ball and drives into the penalty area. His left-footed shot is blocked for a corner. He may have waited slightly too long, but this is Jeonbuk's clearest attack so far. The team at the bottom is no longer only trying to survive. The first major controversy comes when Jin Tae-ho lifts the ball behind the defense toward Aeom Seung-min. Aeom reaches it as the goalkeeper comes out, contact follows, and he falls inside the box. Instead of a penalty, the referee books him for simulation. From my angle, there appears to be real contact, so the yellow card feels harsh. Jeonbuk keep playing after the decision and nearly release Jin Tae-ho into open space. Siheung captain Hwang Shin-jung makes a clean sliding tackle. It is one of the best defensive actions of the half because without it, Jeonbuk would have been running directly at the back line. Jeonbuk goalkeeper Jung Dae-young rushes out but mishits his clearance, giving Siheung a corner. For a moment the goal is exposed, but he responds well by coming off his line strongly and punching the corner away. That punch immediately starts a Jeonbuk counter-attack. Im Jun-hee carries the counter forward, loses the ball between two defenders, and reacts with a late tackle. He receives Jeonbuk's second yellow card. Both wide attackers are now booked, which is a problem because their aggressive pressing has helped make Siheung uncomfortable. Siheung create a cleaner opening from the left, but the resulting header is weak and easy for the goalkeeper. Jeonbuk answer when Eom sends in a curling cross for Jang Nam-wong, whose header also goes straight at the goalkeeper. Kim Hong accelerates through the middle with several defenders around him. Park Hyun-min stops the run with a foul and becomes Jeonbuk's third booked player. The foul prevents a dangerous break, but 3 yellow cards leave the visitors with very little room for another mistimed challenge. With around 40 minutes played, the score remains 0-0. Siheung have more possession and move the ball well, but Jeonbuk have disrupted their rhythm and controlled much of the middle period. Eom makes another run behind the defense and goes down inside the penalty area for a second time. Again, no penalty is given. The replay appears to show a strong push from Kim Min-seong, and this appeal looks more convincing to me than the first one. Siheung then counter immediately through Kim Hong. Near the end of the half, Siheung finally shoot instead of searching for one more pass. Kim Hong strikes powerfully from outside the crowded area, but the ball goes wide. 2 minutes of added time are announced as the home side increase the pressure. Jeonbuk send a long throw into the box for one final attack, but Siheung clear and break down the left. Kim Do-won drives into the area and cuts the ball toward the middle, yet nobody arrives to finish. The referee ends the half with the score still 0-0. The first half ends without a goal, but it does not feel empty. Siheung started strongly and finished with pressure, yet they never controlled the match as comfortably as I expected. They reached the wide areas often, but too many attacks ended with poor crosses, extra passes, or delayed shots. Jeonbuk are the happier team at halftime. They survived the opening pressure, began pressing higher, and created moments that made Siheung uncomfortable. Eom Seung-min's 2 incidents will be the talking points, especially because the first ended with a yellow card for simulation. Their 3 bookings could limit that aggressive style later. For my first K3 match, the biggest surprise is how even the contest feels, despite the gap in the table. The football is physical, the players communicate, and every tackle can be heard from the stands. There was no goal in the half I filmed, but there was enough tension to keep it interesting. My footage ends here, with the score level and the match still open. What stayed with me most was not a single chance or decision, but how close the entire experience felt. At this level, the match is not hidden behind a huge production. The voices, mistakes, effort, and frustration are all happening right in front of you. Watching only the first half was enough to make me curious about the rest of the K3 season and the stories behind these clubs. I came here knowing very little about the league, but I left feeling that this smaller stage has its own value and deserves more attention.